Hey, it's Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I am joined by...
This is Pete Nine speaking from Germany. I'm the singer of WOLFSKULL.
I've had Midnite Masters a few days, and I've been listening to it a lot. How impatient, though, are you waiting for it to drop? Because it's not for another month. It's actually a month today, yeah?
Yeah, it's about the 25th of July. Yeah, it's a long time waiting, really, and I'm more anxious but satisfied. We're happy that we came so far as a band.
Yeah, I think it's a cracking album, like I've said. How pleased are you, though, with the responses to Jaguarette and Holla in the Hollow? I mean, Hollow in the Hollow is
I
dead.
think Holla in the Hollow did really well for us. I think people like that song a lot. Maybe because it's a high energy song, an up tempo song, you know. Maybe it's due to that. And we like the response.
And of course, you're releasing the title track on Friday as well. But are there plans to release anything else again before the 25th of July?
I don't think so, no. It's going to be these 4 videos.
Okay. But
And we are looking forward to Midnite Masters, which is about to hit the air on Friday.
Cool. Destian is probably my favorite, actually. That would be a killer single.
Really?
Yeah, I love
it's
that.
one of my favorite songs as well because it makes a difference and it shows the melodic side of the band, the sensitivity, you know. There's melancholy, and I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. You guys, though, remind me, you've probably been said this before, of upbeat Danzig. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, why not? I think it's a great compliment to be compared with Danzig, but I would love it if people would see some few hints of, or could make other choices of a comparison, but Danzig is always great. The Cult. I'm a huge Danzig fan all my life. I don't know the 69 Eyes so well, but I know Danzig and the Cult.
Cool.
These are the bands I grew up with, and I love that sound forever.
Can you tell us a little bit about the album artwork? Was that done by an artist or was that AI?
It was done by an artist in South Africa, and we were lucky to have him because he did a great job on the vision we had, having these 2 girls in the moon, like an ornament, you know. Yeah. And I think he did a great job with that.
All right, so metal fans, hard rock fans are passionate and really loyal. How does their energy inspire your work?
Yeah, always. You know, I spent a few years of my life, or many years of my life, being part of punk rock groups, and I always wanted to have a real metal band.
Cool.
And so I was lucky to get in touch with Ferratu once again in 2018. And it was our aim to have a really heavy rock project. So we did WOLFSKULL, and it was definitely the aim to get some metal fans or heavy rock fans going for us, and we like to go for them. You know, I think I've been a metal fan all my life, but I started very late, at a very old age, so to say, doing metal music myself. I come from a punk rock background.
Okay. So on release day, you're going to be having a release party, maybe do a live stream or anything like that?
We're going to have a live show in Essen, and we're going to have a few dates before a pre-listening session where we invite people to listen in a studio with high-end technology.
Well, that's so cool.
It's going to be on Wednesday, 2 days before the show, the live show that we play in Essen.
So are there any festivals or major events you've got planned for this year, like Wacken?
Yeah, we would love to play there, but it's very difficult for an underground band to get there. But hopefully we do so in 2026. I think this is going to be the time we concentrate on playing live.
Excellent. So do you guys have any pre-show rituals or post-tour traditions?
Whenever we get together in doing rehearsals or trainings whatsoever, whenever we find the time to spend time together, we always in a funny mood.
Yeah.
And there are no certain rituals, but we laugh our heads off whenever we meet. So there's a very positive energy in the band, and I think this is what drives us.
Okay. So you mentioned like you were in punk bands and that. I mean, definitely WOLFSKULL aren't punky at all. So do you like ever go back to that at all? I mean, do you still play punk?
No, I think WOLFSKULL should stay a real heavy rock project, and I think what we do with Midnite Masters could be the formula for the future. I think everybody in the band is very happy with what came out of it, and I think we will stand close to that sound.
So when you've been playing live,
there will be always maybe some melancholy songs like Destina, but I think we'll be more like a dry rock and roll, heavy rock band.
Excellent.
But not so much of a punk rock band. You know, these days are gone, or other projects would be better for that. I think WOLFSKULL is a very nice heavy rock project to work on that.
Excellent. And of course, you're in the right country, aren't you? Because it's full of amazing heavy metal, thrash, hard rock bands. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, has there been a tour with a fellow German band that's been like meant the most to you?
Yeah, I would love to play with Lucifer once, if that would be possible. There's a few German bands I like, but I even like English or American bands better, I must confess. Grew up with English heavy metal, the British wave that it was once called, like Judas Priest, Maiden. I loved Venom and Motorhead, and later on came Metallica and these bands. So it wasn't so much the German metal scene, but I think they're very great bands in Germany.
Totally, man. Okay. So when you do head out on tour, are you just going to be playing in Germany, or are there plans to get into the other parts of Europe, maybe the UK?
We would love to play everywhere anyway, but it's very difficult if you don't have the people who are always looking how many clicks does the band have. And for an underground band, it's very hard to get gigs at all, but we will try our best, and hopefully we play around Europe or any place that's possible. I would love to go around the world with that kind of music. But we have to see small steps, one step after another. Hopefully we'll get there.
Totally. I mean, like you're saying about clicks and things like that, it is difficult to get the attention, isn't it, today? I mean, there's so many bands out there.
There's so many bands out there, and it's very difficult. But I think you shouldn't think about the difficulties too much. You should be creative. You should keep being a visionary as a musician, and with the right people around, you will always have your fun. And success might come or doesn't come, but you should do it for yourself at first. And this is what we do. But hopefully we get more successful with this album and future albums. November Coming Fire.
Okay, that's different.
Some Girls of the Rolling Stones. And Ride the Lightning by Metallica.
Excellent choice. Bit different as well. So if you could have a jam session then with 3 musicians, dead or alive, who would you choose?
Definitely Chuck Biscuits on drums. Maybe Richie Blackmore or Johnny Sanders. Jack Burrs.
Great choice. Okay, so when you go out on tour, what are the 3 essentials you must take with you?
Black shirt and a black belt, I guess.
All right. So if you could have a choice, is there 3 countries you'd love to head out on tour to?
Definitely the US, Australia, and your mother country.
Which musician, dead or alive, would you have in your car for a 24-hour road trip?
Or a 20-hour road trip, Elvis Presley.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
If there was a song, a totally made-up song about your personality, what would it be called?
Destina.
Good choice. Okay. What's one thing about your band that fans might not know about?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one, really.
Okay.
Because you never know what people might know or what they might not know. Yeah, I think we all like animals. We like the nature. That sort of thing, you know. We're pretty down-to-earth guys.
Cool. If your music were a movie, what genre would it be? Would it be horror? Would it be romantic?
I think it would be dusty rock and roll meets kinky stuff meets horror meets romantic.
Love it. All right. Would you like to be able to stop time or rewind time?
Yeah, if there would be a time machine, I would go back to the late 70s, early 80s to see a Misfits show.
Excellent. Yeah. Have you ever seen like the Misfits then? Yeah. Or
I've met Jerry only in 1992 when he wasn't active as a musician on my first trip to the US, but it wasn't like a live show. It was like a great time to meet him. But back then, the early punk days or hardcore days, I'm not old enough to have seen that. And if I was 5 or 6 years older, I could have seen it. But since I'm not older, I have to use a time machine to get there. Maybe it happens one day.
Maybe. All right. And the final one then.
A lot of maybes. A lot of maybes. Yeah.
A lot of maybes, man. So, would you prefer going to Wacken or Oktoberfest?
That's a tough one. I'm not so much a guy for these big events. I like more the club shows. You know, the smaller events. But I love Bavaria a lot. But for WOLFSKULL, it would be great to play in Wacken, of course.
Of course.
What should we do? What should we do at the Oktoberfest except from drinking beer? It wouldn't get us any further. So,
well, you could wear lederhosen.
I would prefer Wacken then.
Wear lederhosen and do an acoustic set.
I've got a lederhosen. I could show you one day. A black one with a skull on it.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. So, do you ever wear that on stage?
No, but before in the car when we go there in the summertime when it's hot, it's a short leather trouser. I bought it in Bavaria, and
so cool.
It's colored in black and has many skulls on it.
Oh, so cool, so cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a huge fan of Bavaria and the Alps and those regions.
Yeah, that's a place I'd love to go one day. Not been there yet.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the album. Can you tell us why we should check out Midnite Masters?
The people who liked maybe Ave Goddess and the EP, Hexam EP before, they will have more energy on Midnite Masters, I guess, because the vibe is more positive. The Ave Goddess was recorded in the Corona atmosphere, so there was a lot of moodiness at that time. And Midnite Masters is more upfront, is more like a driving force, I guess. Still, it has Destina as a melancholy bit, but all in all, it's like an up-tempo kind of dusty rock and roll record. So, and people should listen to that when thinking about WOLFSKULL, I think, because it's the road we want to stay on.
Brilliant. Okay, so finally, can you tell us what formats the album's going to be released on? Is it going to be on vinyl?
Yeah, it's going to be on CD and on vinyl, and the vinyl is still in progress, but it will be ready in the next few days, I guess. The CDs are ready to go,
Cool.
and the vinyl, we have to wait a little bit, maybe 2 weeks, I'm not sure.
Okay, so with your vinyl, is that going to be like a green vinyl?
There's 2 or 3 colors, I guess. I think it's green, yeah, and yellow, and another one.
Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Yeah, hopefully we'll meet someday on the road, and we're always happy to get to know the people that like our music, and I hopefully they will do, and hopefully we will reach as many people as we can and find new friends listening to our music, and thanks for having us.